Okay, so we're gonna do a quick guy here. I might come back later tonight, we'll see. Just making sure that's loaded in. Okay. It's been kind of a crazy day, crazy couple of days. Welcome, Stream Elements. Alright, so we're going to pick up where we left off working on this guy. I did get some more stuffing. So we don't have to be stingy now. I hope everybody else's week is going alright. I really haven't had the chance to get a whole lot done on this guy since the other day. Feels like that was a week ago at this point. Alrighty. So I'm not sure if we're gonna start to fill out the top yet. I think we still it's not wide enough yet, because like I'm gonna try to give it a turtle shell back, and I feel like that's not quite wide enough for me to work with. But the price of polyfill, I will say, was much better at Walmart than it was at Joann's. Much better. I got a 20-ounce bag of polyfill at Walmart for less than what a 10-ounce bag was at Joann's. So go figure. Alright, so that's our bottom. Uh-oh.
Hi, Momo.
Momo!
Hi, Momo.
Mommy started streaming.
Oh my goodness, is that the time?
Yes, it is.
Momo pee-pee time?
It seems so. Do I need to get him?
No, I got him. Hi, buddy. Hi. Hi there.
Mr. Moses.
Oh, my good boy. Okay, I know. Take the pee-pee. I know.
Mr. Moses, or he got a new blankie today.
Momo and his comfy new Christmas blankie.
Yeah, well, that's the kind of blanket I've been wanting to get him, because it seemed more manageable for his bed, and I think he won't have quite such a hard time getting comfy with it. Less to get trapped around him. And it's a little bit lighter weight, so I don't think it'll make him too hot. Sorry, I kept looking like something was like underneath of my fingernail, and I'm like, what the hell? But I think it's just a shadow I keep seeing. No, we had to go grocery shopping earlier. And we managed to get that done and get back.
Come here.
Come here, Dad. You gotta take your thing off.
Here. Oh my goodness. trying to get back into bed so hard.
Yeah, I don't think he feels good.
Yeah, he's got a little boy.
I would blame the new flea medication, but Zuzu's not acting the same way. Our vet doesn't carry the stuff that we were giving them anymore. For some reason. We'll see how this new stuff does. Managed to get a month's dose for everybody. And it turns out Ed is fine. He was just being a dick. They weren't able to get a pee sample from him, and we weren't able to get one ahead of time. It was dumb luck that we had gotten one at all the last time. But it might have been avoidance because of the fleas, or he was trying to mark our bed. And we're starting to lean towards the marking the bed because one of the older female cats was on the bed when he did it. Or he was trying to mark Russell. Because it still stinks. And we've used vinegar. We've used some kind of awesome spray that had pet stain remover in it. We've used Febreze Pet. We kind of doused everything in Febreze when we got up. If that doesn't do it, I might have to get some kind of product called Urine Gone and see if that does it. But they couldn't find anything wrong with him, and I'm like, motherfucker. But we did get some drops for Momo's itchy ears. And we got the okay that we can still be giving him this pain medication that doesn't really have an expiration date. And they said, oh yeah, that pain medicine, that's more for like long-term pain management. And it got super cold the past like couple of days. Like it was down into the high 20s last night. And I woke up feeling kind of shitty with my neck, so, and he wasn't really too keen on being out of bed himself today, so it's like, yeah, we feel you, my guy. But we might be able to get a refill on that pain medication, or get that pain medication from our regular vet, and next time we need some, instead of having to go back to the other vet. You're a little lumpy. But I think we might be okay. Alright, so this side needs another layer here. Oh, get that out of there. I don't have to be quite as stingy with the polyfill now that I've got a whole big bag. And we can try to delumpify it as we go. Alright, and we got Fallout set up for Saturday night. I'm a little nervous though, because I got a headache when we were setting it up, and I was like, uh-oh. I was like, you didn't give me a headache before, why are you gonna give me one now? I'm kind of mad about that. Hopefully it was just a freak thing, because we had to set up my field of view, because transferring it to Steam and then installing it on the new computer, I lost all of my settings that I had had through the Bethesda launcher to where I was happy with them, and then we were walking around for a little bit, and I'm like, I feel like I'm too close. What the hell is happening? And he goes, oh! Yeah, it's probably this. So, we were trying to figure that out. Trying to figure out our inventory. Trying to figure out our ammo situations. We're gonna need more ammo. We were looking at the scoreboard rewards. And we were fucking around, and we were trying to find something for the husband, some kind of random spawn item. And in the middle of trying to find it, we happened across an event that him and I have never seen before. And we were kind of confused. And he's like, let's do it. And I'm like, I guess? Like, what the fuck is this? He goes, I don't know, I've never done it. Ended up getting a 3-star legendary weapon from it. But it's not the type of weapon I usually use. And we were gonna see if we could modify it into something I could use. Because it had a thing on it where it can heal you X amounts when you hit something, but I don't know. I still have it. I didn't get rid of it yet, but I kind of preferred my 5.56 handmade. It had a little less recoil on it. Although that one that I picked up at that event did match my outfit rather hysterically. Well, it looks like I have the ability to paint my Pip-Boy pink, and I didn't. I'm kind of surprised I didn't. Though we might need to pop into there and do a little bit of scoreboard stuff, because there's a Christmas tree reward that I want. So we might need to pop in and see about that. Though I'm really paranoid about the music in there because I don't want to get a strike. And there's radios out in the world as you come up on them. And I'm like, shit. I might have to see if I can turn the music off altogether while we're streaming at least. just to try to cover my ass. We'll see. But we got the overlay put in. He made a flamingo in power armor for our overlay, which is funny because I don't use power armor. But you know, whatever. I've tried it. I don't like it. It makes me feel claustrophobic. I feel too clunky. No, just not for me. He's got a Santa suit one that has like flashing, like a flashy Christmas light necklace. It felt a lot warmer when we were out running around, and Russell's like, oh, let's crack open the window. It's nice out. And I was okay with it when we first got home because I was still a little overheated from unloading the car. But I'm kind of cold now. I would kind of like the window shut. Okay, so that side compacted a bit. Well, we were a little more diligent with the other side, I guess. This side wasn't quite as attached, I guess. So I'm still working on getting the final speed paint of that rooster together. I was just gonna speed paint the sessions I recorded and throw them in the playlist separately, but then I was like, if I'm gonna go to that much trouble, I might as well just fucking do the whole thing. So give me a little bit and I'll get that all put up there. Sorry, I kind of changed my mind midway, but I was like, if I'm gonna go through this much trouble per episode that I recorded, then I might as just fucking well shove all of it into one and just be done. It's gonna be the same amount of work in the end. Well, it's a little bit more work because I'm throwing the live streams in there too, but I still have to get the speed felt edited. I'm waiting on Russell to finish doing his pass on it. But since I've been trying to get the Christmas gifts done, I haven't been being too much of a pain in the ass about it. But I do know I still owe you guys that. And you still need to sew that chicken.
Oh, shit.
What?
My earphones broke.
No! How?
The same support area that always breaks on them.
Oh no. Do you need... I still have some pipe cleaners.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna end up using.
Okay.
You gotta start with...
I don't know if I have popsicle sticks, but I got pipe cleaners. Dollar General should have...
Popsicle sticks didn't really help much last time, so...
Okay. Actually, you know what? There are popsicle sticks out in the craft bin. I saw them.
That's fine. I gotta cut the old support tape off.
Those are expensive headphones to be doing that.
Well, to be fair, I do use them a lot. use them a lot. My forehead is big. I'm not surprised.
I know, it doesn't... It's still shitty. Sorry, I'm really thirsty today. Alright. So they're saying we could have our first quote-unquote winter storm this weekend. Which is another reason why I wanted to go food shopping today. So that way we only have to go local if we need something right before.
Alright, let's see. Thank you. Let's go vibrant yellow this time.
Oh, do you need wire?
I don't think so.
Okay. Excuse me. Alright.
I could try the wire.
I mean, in addition.
Yeah, let me have the wire if you don't mind. And I'll need the wire clippy too.
Do I have the wire?
You should. I'm giving it back to you.
Alright, almost gonna require me to stand up.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Great, another thing I got edited out of the video.
Are you sure you gave me back the wire?
I thought I had. Maybe I hadn't. I'm gonna go looking.
Oh wait, nope, that's not it.
You didn't put it in the next drawer now, did you?
Well, there's my snips. But I don't see the big yellows. Oh wait, there's the big yellow snips. Those are... Oh, here it is. Yeah. Sorry guys, 1 second. It got buried.
Thank you kindly.
Do you want those snips or the other snips?
These snips will do.
Sorry guys. Alright.
Let's see, how did you break? Oh, you snapped right off there.
Is this fixable?
Yeah.
Of course, this would happen after you did your Christmas shopping.
That's okay.
He had to order a new keyboard for Christmas because we spilled something on this keyboard.
Old Clacky Clack has heard his last clack.
I think it was water. He thinks it was soda. I really thought it was water because he wasn't that worried about it when it happened. He's like, yeah, it's just water. There's a membrane in there, it'll be fine.
Well, I thought it would be, fucker.
Apparently the keys are sticking now. So I don't know if we're actually gonna get any snow this weekend. I don't think we are. I think we're on like the freezing rain, sleet, rain side of it. And then we're like sandwiched in between, right? So I think we might get some thunderstorms, but to our south and southeast, they're talking about Storm Prediction Center and severe weather. When you're done fucking with that, can you close the window? They're talking about like potentially like tornadic shit. But it seems to be just under us. Like, Tyler might be in it. I'm not sure. I have to look at the maps again. The maps will probably get readjusted as Friday and Saturday get closer here. And it looks like the chance for snow flurries or snow showers or whatever is going to be just to the north of Fayetteville. You okay?
Yeah, your clippies didn't want to clip for some reason.
Yeah, they don't like that wire. That's why I was asking if you wanted the other clippies. Those ones are really only good for the chicken wire and zip ties and stuff. But we've got plenty of polyfills. But I feel a lot better having the extra. Can make a proper sized creature now. And let's see, so we'll do another one here. Might need to, I know I'm keep like adding padding here. Is that gonna work?
I think so.
And I know I'm probably driving people crazy by going back and forth and adding smaller amounts, but it's easier for me to watch it kind of come together that way. Because then I can get a feel for it. I was gonna try to do a stream yesterday, but it was just a bad day. I had a bad day. I had a bad brain day. More so than normal. But we had to do stuff out of the norm that I really was having a struggle with. And for some reason, Walmart was so crowded yesterday. And that was not helping. Today when we were in there, so yesterday we had to go because my mom wanted us to do our Christmas shopping. She wanted us to pick stuff out. But I was having a hard time picking stuff out because in my brain we hadn't gone food shopping yet, so this was money that was supposed to go to food shopping. And she's like, "It's fine, don't worry about it." And I'm like, "You don't understand, it doesn't work that way. It does not work at all this way for my brain. I'm just getting more upset by the more that you're saying it's fine." So I was kind of agitated by that, and then because it was something that we hadn't even talked about doing, it was just kind of thrown at us. Then I was extra agitated from that. And it was so goddamn busy in there. And then I was having trouble finding stuff that I liked. Like last winter Christmas shopping season, I actually think we went a little bit early. I think it was still like end of November, so there was still kind of a cross between some slightly warmer weather stuff out. And they were like just bringing out the colder weather stuff. So there was like a mix. But this time I couldn't find the same pants that I had been getting from there. Because all the ones they had this time were like skinny and high waist. And I'm like, where's the regular ones? For me, seeing a pants that the tags say plus size on them and yet skinny, I'm like, make this make sense. I want to be comfortable. Okay. So I think this side needs another round here. We're getting, like, I want it like to be able to hug it, so it's kind of small, right? Maybe I'm being too stingy. Maybe we need to up this. So no, I was just kind of all over the place. And then I was stressed over how much the dog and the cat was gonna cost at the vet, and nowhere near the catastrophic amount that my brain thought it was gonna be. Like, I thought it was gonna max out this card that we've been trying to keep clear, that we finally had to break down and do something about, and then Ed's fucking fine. I mean, I'm glad he's fine, but motherfucker. I'm like, really? So you were just being an asshole when you peed on our bed? Great. Thanks. But Momo needed to go. His ears needed to get looked at because he's been having head rubbing, whiny, obsessively itchy ears. We thought it was just fleas at first, but then it was starting to continue and nothing we were doing was working, and they looked at his ears and they're like, might be a little bit of a yeast growth down in there, so they gave us some drops. And Zuzu's starting to do the same thing. So, if we have any left for Momo, we're gonna hit up Zuzu. Or we'll have to get Zuzu in to get him his own. But everybody got flea meds out of it, so I guess that's something. Alright, so I'm gonna need 2, like, equal-sized fluffs here, I guess. So out of a 3-hour live stream, I'm down to like an hour left going through that. And I've got one more live stream, I think, and then I have to, no, 2 more live streams. I have to add in the recorded stuff. So hopefully we'll get that other one done maybe by this weekend. Kind of depends on me and my attention span. So how's everybody doing today? Everybody doing alright? Surviving? We did get our gouache on Monday. I just haven't had the chance to bust it open yet. That sounded like an awfully fast vehicle. Did you ever shut the window?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, the air coming in was starting to feel really cold.
Look out, Thanos. Beep beep. Good girl, thank you.
Alright, so what side just got the last? Fuck, I don't know. I guess it doesn't matter too much. Alright, so this was 2 rolls of fluff kind of attached to each other. I'm just kind of anchor this in here. Now I haven't formed the neck or the head or the legs yet because I kind of need to see how this is gonna work out here. All right. So this kind of worked into here. We still have to kind of dome out the top. And I'm sure there's probably like faster ways to go about this, but we'll get there. Will we get there in time for Christmas? I don't know, but he said he's okay if it's late. We'll see. I might do some extra work on it later. See how it goes. I feel a little bad because the town's Christmas parade stuff is supposed to be this weekend or this Saturday, and I think it's gonna get washed out. I mean, we weren't gonna go because that's too much. Wait, how are they gonna do it if the road's closed? Oh no, the road's closed further down. Never mind. I forgot. They're doing water line and drainage work, but I think that's on the other side of the intersection from where the Christmas parade's gonna be. And the road's supposed to be closed for the entirety of the week. Oh, we came back from food shopping, and there was something that was talking about like some kind of like, I thought it said car registration or something, and I was like, we already did our registration, what the fuck is this? And it turned out it was like extended warranty bullshit that we don't have, but I think it was supposed to scare you into thinking you did. And then I saw a lovely gem from our local town's water department. And it was just a letter in an envelope, had our town's water department on who the sender was, and I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, we're not behind on the bill. They don't send you anything else. They send you a postcard and they tell you the date that it's going to be cut off if you're not fucking paying it. So, they don't fuck around with that either. They're like, even if you're like an hour over the deadline, they're already cutting your water off and then you have to pay to turn it back on. And I open it and I'm like, oh god, what is this? And then it starts out about, we are required to inform you when a violation has occurred. And I'm like, what? What? What violation could the water department have to inform us about? I'm like, did we commit a violation? I didn't think we did. No, the water department did. For the town. Apparently. And, so something about some kind of byproduct, I guess, from the chlorine that they use to clean the water and something else mixing together, creating this byproduct, and from runoff and stuff and blah 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 blah. And it's not supposed to be over, what the fuck was it, 80 parts per million, per billion, something, I don't know. And they were over it. And I'm like, uh-huh. And ingesting this for long periods of time could cause X number of health issues, and they went on to list them, and I'm like, uh-huh. We were at 88, and I'm like, the Department of Health for the state said, there's nothing that you need to do at this time. It's fine for short-term consumption. Yada yada yada. The date that this took place was from July 2023 through September 2023. And I'm like, motherfuckers, it's December and you're just telling people? That should be a fucking violation right there. Why didn't this come out the moment it was discovered? Why are we just finding out about this now? And to top it all off, we got the same exact letter last fall. Except I think we got it last November. And we're getting it December this time. I'm like, you sons of a bitches. We don't really use the tap water to ingest. Not really. Like, maybe to brush our teeth, but I spit it out. Although I'm starting to reconsider that at this point. But we use bottled water for everything else. The one cat has been weird about wanting to drink the tap water lately. To where he's jumping up on the edge of the sink and the faucet drips a little bit. So he's... nothing we can do is really going to stop him. But I'm like... really? Right. Thanks so much, town. That's fucking helpful. Okay, so we're gonna start to round out this guy a little bit. So to tack in our edges here. Make this a little bit easier. Just like, wow. I mean, I understand it's a bit more of a rural community, but Jesus Christ. All the jokes that people make about New Jersey's pollution, and we never got any letters like that. And I would almost argue that it's good that they're telling people for transparency and stuff, but how about we, you know, snap, snap, hop, hop. This happens when the thing's going on. Not like, you know, 2 months after the fact. And it was July through September, so August was included also, and I'm like, really? Is this like from farm runoff? Like, is somebody using something they shouldn't be on their farms? It's near where we're getting our water supply from. Like, what the hell? And it's kind of funny because you'll see on some of the town, or at least one of the town's Facebook pages, about, you know, people moving in here and, oh, I'm so excited to be here. And then you'll see somebody go, did anybody tell you about the water? And then they'll be like, huh? I'm like, oh, that sounds like a no. The water's slightly better than it used to be. But what the hell? Like, for fuck's sake. Oh, we still have to redo the Sam's thing. We can't forget about that.
Oh, yeah, I wonder if I can do that offline.
Alright, what side did we just... Was it this side? The hell? I guess that's a small private plane? Shit, what side were we? Okay, it's this side I think we need to do. I think. Yeah, because this wrapped over. Okay, so this is gonna hang out here, I think. Just trying to keep it somewhat even. Russell went to ring up my mom's stuff first, and the little notification.
Okay, I renewed it online.
Okay. And the little notification was like, oh, you need to redo your membership. Do you want to do that right now? And he's like, no. Because he wanted to do it on the next transaction. And so he finished ringing out hers, and then went to ring up ours, and then the stupid thing didn't pop up. And we're like, really? We tried to get it to pop back up a couple of times and it wouldn't. And we're like, what the fuck? And I'm like, well, maybe it thought you said no for the day, so it's not gonna redo the request today. Sam's wasn't too bad either. They had the mini cans of wild cherry Pepsi on clearance. And we're like, we never managed to get the cherry Pepsi from there at all. And yeah, it was the mini cans, but Russell kind of likes the mini cans. And it was a decent enough price where he's like, yeah, okay. But I'll tell you, trying to find stuff for Christmas at Walmart was tough sledding yesterday for me. Half of the clothing textures skeeved the shit out of me. There was a pair of pants that felt like I was touching an umbrella, and I was like, ugh. And Russell thought I was joking, and I'm like, touch it. And he touched it, and he goes, oh god, I didn't think you were being serious. And I'm like, yeah. It felt like scratchy and almost like raincoat material. Oh, that skeeved the shit out of me. And then I saw a shirt and I'm like, oh, I like this. And I touched it and it was super velvety soft. And then I remembered that I already had that shirt. I almost ended up with a second one. Like, I got a pair of, like, around the house pajama pants because they're ugly as fuck. But they were like $9 off a clearance rack. And I'm like, okay. And I got a pair of pants from the people who make the shorts that I wear. I was like, okay. That should be fine. Because I wanted to have a couple extra pairs of pants, because if we do end up taking her to go see my brother at some point in the cooler months, I know it can get a little chilly in parts of Florida. So I wanted to have pants that were comfortable that were also an option. And if it's just a car day, I'll wear pajama pants in the car. I don't give a flying fuck. As long as they don't, like, ball up on the ground under my feet. Because, you know, we'd be making stops at rest places and truck stops to pee and stuff. That would be a problem. But I have scrunchies that I would probably just grab the excess fabric and scrunchie them, so I'm not walking on it. I'm getting them extra gross, but we still haven't heard anything yet. And the longer it's taking, the more upset I'm getting, because I'm like, why haven't they made a decision yet? I don't understand why they don't make a decision that day. Just seems like more work to go back and make the decision later, after you've already heard a bunch of other people's issues. But I also managed to grab a paint palette for the gouache that's got like some little separators in it. And I really needed a kneaded eraser, but they didn't have just a kneaded eraser, and I'm like, really? So I had to get a multi-pack, and I don't even know what the one eraser is. There's like a white plastic eraser, which they call dust-free, but it really fucking isn't, so I don't understand. Maybe lower dust, but it does create the little eraser crumbles. And I saw a really thick boy sketchbook there, and I was like, ooh, that'll last me a while. But it was mixed media paper, but it was only 114 pound. And for a mixed media, that seemed really thin. And then I was kind of like, eh. That's probably why it's such a thick boy. And maybe I won't get that, because when I touched the paper, it was a little bit thicker than like printer paper, but not by very much. And I'm like, you know what, that ain't worth it. And it was from B, and people would rave about the B paper at one point during some YouTube review videos that I was watching about how a lot of these people like, oh, I love the bee watercolor paper, but this was mixed media. So, not the same as watercolor paper, for sure. I had hopes since so many people liked the watercolor paper, and then I was like, oh. But I ended up getting a small watercolor pad that we can do some gouache stuff on. It was like 5x7 or something, just something small. I actually saw these two little silicone bunt pans, bunt pan molds, and I was like, oh, I could get this. We could have fancy cupcakes. We have fancy little mini cakes. And then I was reading it and it said for microwave only, and I was like, really? I was like, do not use in conventional oven. And I was like, okay. It's like, you had my hopes up. But I guess I needed to be in like the regular baking aisle. I probably should have went and checked the regular baking aisle, but I didn't. My mom's like obsessive about me getting clothes for Christmas. And I finally drilled it into her head to stop picking out clothes for me, because everything she would pick out I couldn't wear. Like 95% of it ended up getting donated because something about it skeeved me. The texture, the length of the arms, the neckline. I kept telling her I really can't do a lot of stuff touching my neck, and she kept buying me collared shirts. And I'm like, we've been through this. I was like, you do understand that most of the stuff that you buy that I can't wear ends up going to donation, right? I can't make myself wear it. You're throwing your money away. Well, I mean, it's going to somebody, but definitely not for the intended person. And I'm just like, I can't. And it's killing me because you're wasting your money that you don't have that much of to begin with. So either just give me the cash and I'll go pick out the stuff, or we'll just get art supplies. Art supplies are safe, usually. They're usually a safe bet. So has anybody played Fallout 76?
And will admit it freely?
I mean, I've played it. I know Russell prefers 4, I think. He likes to rag on 76, but he will play it. Because it's something that we can kind of do together.
I just find it hilarious how much people ragged on it despite it never really being that bad.
I mean, it has its shitty points, but most games do. But it's not terrible. It's not like it's unplayable. Coral Island put out a bunch of hot fixes today. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. There's gonna be sirens. Apologize for that, but I can't do anything about it. So I think maybe one more on each side. And then we'll be good widthwise, maybe? We can start figuring out the top body. Oh, and I was so mad because I was like, oh, damn, I didn't get my craft felt. And I remembered that one of the times we were... See, this side looks thicker. This doesn't matter that much. As long as we're even in the end. I remembered one of the times that we had popped up to the Super Center. I had seen it there, and I was like, oh, right, I need to get my felt. So we purposely went to the Super Center on the way home from Sam's so I could grab this felt. And they didn't have it anymore. I was like, motherfuckers. So now we're going to have to make a special trip out to either Joann's or the lobbies of Hobby. Which kind of burns my ass because they're both a pain in the ass to get to. Or order it online, but I'm pretty sure it was more expensive online than it was just buying it by the sheet in person. I don't know, we might have to math this. And figure it out. Oh gosh, so this might be in bad taste or whatever, or...
Don't say it.
I was just gonna talk about the Christmas tree.
You're not obliged to say anything in bad taste, damn it.
Huh?
You're not obliged to say anything in bad taste. Just don't say it.
It was just about the Christmas tree.
Oh, I was just poking fun at you.
It might be a little bit more on the dark humor side. But, like, my dad and I always had this relationship where I always gave him a hard time, right? We had gotten these solar lights to put on this Christmas tree that we put up on his grave. And, when I first turned them on when I was putting the tree together at the house, it seems like when you first turn it on, there's a mode that it goes through all the different light modes that are possible for this string of lights. And, I didn't realize it at first, and I thought, you know, it was just steady on. I didn't realize there was multiple options because Russell picked them out. And, I'm sitting there, and then they, like, started, like, dimming and then coming back on. I was like, is there something wrong? And then I started to watch, and then it went, like, fast, like, strobe lighty flashes, and then it went to, like, kind of, like, dancey flashes, and then, like, a slow flash, and then, you know, it would kind of, like, doop, doop, doop down the line. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, well, some of these are obnoxious. Let's just find the steady on option. So I put it on the steady on option. I'm like, okay, we're good. Well, we finished getting everything together, and Russell went to go put it in the car. He goes, I'm going to turn them off while they're in the car. So that way it's not, like, lit up in the back seat until we can get it up there. And I'm like...
I thought I just never turned it on. I thought you'd already turned it off when I put it back there.
No, you turned it off and put it in the car, or I turned it off for you. I didn't know that turning it to off mode reset the light mode. I thought once you picked that, because they were two separate buttons, you were good. Apparently it resets it. So, a couple days after he put it up, I said, I want to go up there and make sure that it's lit. And he's like, okay. So we get up there and it wasn't lit. I was like, well, what the fuck? He goes, maybe the thing died on it already. I was like, it shouldn't have. And then he was messing with the back of it, and it turned out he either didn't hit the right button or he didn't hit it hard enough or something, and then it came on. And we're like, oh, okay. And we stood there for a few minutes and it was steady on. So I'm like, alright, cool. So we left and we walked home. And my mom had said something about wanting to go up just to make sure the tree was okay, but she really didn't want to go because she seemed relieved when we said we had already gone up and checked on it. And then we're like, well, did you want to go? She goes, no. We're like, okay, fair enough. So last night I said to him, I said, you know, let's just go up and make sure that it's still lit and stuff. Now that she's put the thought in my head. We get up there, and the section that he's in is kind of darker. There's not, like, as many streetlights. There's, like, one little road that kind of goes through the place a little bit. And, he's kind of a little bit away from that. So it's dark, so you can see the lights on this tree. And we get up there. And we're walking around the one side of the fence because the car drive-through part was closed, so we had to walk around the edge of it. And I'm standing there and I'm like, what the hell? The tree's just flashing away and all these different, like, light flashing cycles. And I'm like, the fuck? I thought that was steady on when the last time we were up here. I was like, why did it switch the mode? And like, it was supposed to be steady on. And then I remembered, oh, right, we fucked with the thing. So it must have reset the thing, and I just didn't stay there long enough to see that it was gonna do all of the modes. But I decided to give him a hard time, and I'm like, what are you doing up here? I was like, you can't be having a rave. Look at this light flashing. I was like, what are you doing? I was like, Daddy, you can't be having a rave in the cemetery. Gonna be disturbing other people. I was like, we have to be respectful. It was just funny to walk up there and see the lights like flashing like crazy. I was like, oh my goodness. Apparently they finally got his death date put on the headstone. Russell said they did that towards the end of summer, but I didn't realize or didn't know because they were behind in getting it done. They were backed up or having problems with the company that they were using to do it. The chainsaw, or not chainsaw, but drill bits had broken and they were waiting for new ones, and they were like back ordered, and it's just kind of funny. Well, I found it funny. What the fuck are you doing up here? But I didn't feel quite so awkward when we went up there because we saw somebody else had something with lights on it that were like blinking, and I'm like, okay, well, at least we're not. At least nobody could really complain about ours. Or maybe ours gave the courage to somebody else to put something else blinky up there. I don't know. But I was like, do you have to be blinking? Now, if we go back up there again and it's blinking again, then somebody's fucking with us. Somebody made it blink. Because it's not supposed to change modes on its own. Unless you're on the change mode carousel version. It's just a solar light, so it's like, okay. Alright, I forgot. I need this to be over here instead of closer to me. Then you all can't see what's happening. Alright. Did you ever finish rebuilding your house?
Currently working on that, actually.
Alright. So. Oh, I have to be careful because that section's not as compact, so the needle's poking through the other side. You can see it on the camera. Like, if we're going straight in, we're okay. But hitting that up sideways. We were definitely poking through there. For sure. But we're definitely getting some girth on us now. This might be wide enough once we get this other side on. We might have to shape our feet. Well, I have to finish shaping the body, but we might at least finally be wide enough. Don't want to be stingy. No reason to. I have no idea where he's gonna put it. Alright, so we'll get this, put it here. Tack this guy down. Or at least try to. Alrighty. And we picked up a light, and I don't know how shitty it's gonna be, but as part of our Christmas stuff. They had these jellyfish lights that you can like select the color on. We need a night light for in here, because we were using the crab tank light, but it's kind of shining in my face, so I wanted the blanket down on the one side while still letting enough light in that I can see what's happening when the cats are fucking about, or if the dog's getting into trouble in the middle of the night. You know, something super, super, super soft, diffused, and dim. Because Russell decided to have the light on during the day instead now, to give them like normal day and night cycle, to see if that would get them a little bit more active. So when it's off in night in here, it's like pitch black in our room, and it kind of makes me a little bit breathless. I'm not really scared of the dark necessarily, but it doesn't make me comfortable after getting used to having some kind of diffused light in here. Because for a while I could just use my desk light. It's an LED thing, and I would just like tilt the light down almost all the way touching the desk when I went to sleep, or I had a curtain that would block the light for the most part, and we were good. I think it's this side now. However, since we rearranged the furniture in here, the light isn't blockable like that anymore with the current setup. And the one night we plunged the room into darkness, and I was like, that's too dark. We tried putting the TV on with like a fireplace crackle thing from YouTube that's like 8 hours or whatever, and that was too bright. The particular one that he grabbed, I guess. And that kind of kept me awake because of the brightness, and I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna work. And then the next night I said, well, my computer has like multicolored lights that circle the fans or whatever. I was like, maybe we can just leave my tower on. And tried that. That was too bright. In the darkness of the room, that was obnoxious. I was like, okay, well, that's not gonna work. So we had his old desk lamp that's kind of slightly diffused, because we each have the same lamp, and we've got 2 of them. It's not the same lamp I'm using right now, it's a different one. And, but it's a littler guy. And so we took some, temporarily, we took some, like, extra pieces of printer paper and kind of put them over the, I don't know what to call it, the shield, the dome, the plate where the light comes out on it. It's an LED bulb, so it's fine. It's not like the paper is going to get hot or anything. And that's sort of working at the moment. But we saw this and we were like, maybe this would be better. Because it probably won't be super bright. And it might be kind of fun. So we're like, fuck it, we'll give it a try. I won't know till Christmas Eve, I guess. Christmas Day early. If it's gonna work. I guess Christmas Eve. We do gifts on Christmas Eve. My mom's like, I feel bad. I feel like you guys didn't get hardly anything. And we're like, well, money's tight. We didn't really need this. We could have made do. I mean, this is Russell's Christmas gift for me. This is his only gift. His only real gift. For me, at least. I mean... we need to replace our computer speakers. Our computer speakers, we were sitting there trying to figure it out the other night. We think they're almost 20 years old. Or like 17 or something. Close to 20. And they still work. I mean, the one on mine's getting crackly. And the one wire's getting a little touchy with how it's connected to the back. And I felt really dumb that we spent that much money on computer speakers when we first got them. But they were like a Valentine's Day gift to each other. We each got the same set of speakers for our computers. I bought one set and he bought the other. And like they were like $100, but they were Bose speakers. These fuckers still, I mean, except for mine crackling, they still work, but they're definitely getting up there. And I would like to replace them, because now it's to the point where my one speaker's been a little iffy, or if it wants to work, but you can't fault minimum of 15 to 17 years on these speakers. I mean, that's pretty damn good. Considering they survived a cross-state move and multiple different PCs being attached to them and all kinds of stuff. Definitely worth the money. And I saw that they're still making computer speakers. They've got like a second version of them, I think, now. I don't know if they're as good as the first version, but that's probably what we're going to try to get to replace these ones, just because it was definitely worth the expenditure. 100%. Not sponsored, by the way. I just really like them. And I think they're worth the money. Now I think their earbuds are dramatically overpriced. And I certainly don't have $200 to throw around on earbuds. For something that's tiny and that I'm liable to lose, but I'll go $100 on the PC speakers. Sure. That's worth the investment. Alright. So we'll get this guy. Sorry if I was off screen a little bit there. We broke a bowl when we came home. I was like, damn it. Plates are expensive. It wasn't like a cereal bowl either. It was like a big serving dish. And I was like, shit. Our dish rack slipped off of the table we had it on. And it's done it a few times before, but we never broke anything. This time we did. So mad. I mean, accidents happen. I'm just mad that we lost that bowl. I'm sure we can find something at Dollar Tree to replace it with at some point. I was pricing plates last night. I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm like, why is dinnerware so expensive? I mean, I was looking for something specific, so that's probably why. Alright, that might be... I mean, I can see where our middle shape used to be. This side looks a lot fatter. I almost want to go one more. Just to make sure. Because I know it might look like a lot. Alright, you know what? Let's start filling in the body. Because that might inadvertently make it poof out a bit more. Alright, so let's see. Oh, I lost who was going to be the tail and who was going to be the... This one's pointy, so this was going to be... Alright. So let's start to attempt to shape you into here. Because I kind of need our fluff to be close to our final shape. Oh, so the Planet Zoo DLC got announced too. It's gonna be majority, well, not majority of, it is going to be an animal pack. That's coming the 13th, so I guess that's next week. I've wish listed it. We're probably not gonna gun to get that one right away. Because the husband was kind of like, meh. He's like, I don't know. Him and I kind of don't... We're not really huge fans of just the animal pack. We're kind of more fans of the scenery and stuff that comes in. So we'll still end up getting it at some point. It's just not a higher priority at the moment, if that makes sense. Kind of, sort of. So I kind of need to make sure that this guy is as compact as he's gonna get before I start adding the color onto him. Because I kind of don't want it to get misshapen too much when the color starts coming in. So it's going to take a little bit of fussing to make sure that we're looking pretty good here. Trying to be careful of where my fingers are. Oh, that was a finger. Didn't hurt myself, but I did feel it tap the finger doodle. Okay. So we didn't get a whole lot done on this session, but I might come back later tonight. We'll have to see how things go. I kind of need to edit some tonight. I can't really edit and do this at the same time. That doesn't really work. I wish it did. Although I guess I could work on this, take a break, edit a little bit, then jump back into this. Or that could work. Maybe. Okay, that's pretty good. Starting to build up our top of our body. So this is going to be the underside. And so this will be like our sides coming up to the top of our back here. We're going to have to work a little bit at getting this shaped. As best as we can. And we'll work on getting that middle filled in at some point. Like, I know I'm going back and hitting the sides on this, but just want to make sure that we don't have too many morphing surprises later and be like, oh, why'd I do that? I just want to make sure that we're marrying these two pieces together pretty good. It's getting towards the end of the day. The traffic's picking up. Or at least the louder traffic is becoming more obnoxious. It's actually kind of funny, our exit on the interstate today was like the slowest I've seen it in forever. It's usually always backed up. It starts to get to be a certain time of the day, and we came through there and it was pretty good. I was like, wow. I guess we were a little bit before rush hour. So it kind of worked in our favor. That spot was a little loose there. Alright, so just trying to make sure that we are shaped pretty good. As shaped as well as we can be. Alright. So I just want to finish up this side here. That side's still sticking out a little bit. Just trying to smooth them out a little. So we can start to streamline them a little, because I want to try to taper it up. So that part might be a little bit easier said than done. But we'll see. See how we go here. I'm actually still impressed that this stuff is felting as well as it is. We're just using regular old polyfill. It's not the softest stuff, it's pretty coarse. All things considered. It actually like really gets kind of hard once you start compacting it. Super, super tight. Alright, that feels like that's pretty attached there. Alright, I just want to tack this thing down so I don't lose it. Since we've got them pulled out. So if we can at least, oh, what is that? I don't know what that is. That feels hard. Alright, let me get 2 out of there. I don't think our needle is going to appreciate that. And like, I'm sure we'll have to add in some bits to sculpt as we get the body figured out here. Like, that's more than likely. Just like fill in some gaps and stuff. And we'll probably get a little misshapen, and we might have to kind of sculpt it a little bit with our color as well. Because the color is going to be a different texture altogether. And I don't know what to expect. Adding the color in. I mean, we added a little bit of color when we did the gingerbread house, but it was still just white. It wasn't like a huge color difference. So I don't know how much is gonna poke through. I just want to make sure that we are making a valiant attempt. Alright. This guy. So we didn't necessarily get this section as tight as it could have been. So I just want to go back and give him another light tapping here. Yes, that's definitely much squishier. Just so we can kind of get this guy tapped on in. Alright. So I know it doesn't look like it, but we did make progress today. It doesn't quite look like a white torpedo anymore. We're kind of taking on a raft shape now. So we're definitely getting there. Not there yet by any stretch of the imagination, but I think our width might be good now. Maybe. At least enough to start shaping the rest of the body. So I want to work on getting our height and our roundness now. Alright. This is a little unruly right there. Probably from us stabbing through up above. It's kind of hard to go too fast on this because I'll start to pick up speed, and that's when things start to go wrong. Alright, so I'm a little short there, lengthwise. I kind of thought we were gonna be, but I was hopeful that maybe I'd be able to stretch it over. Guess not the case this time. Pretty close though. Only like just short in there. That's pretty solid right there. So let's see. Alright, so this is our shoulder area. Right. So, yeah, we need another little bit, like right in here. And I might throw that on real quick. And we're going a little bit over, but what I'm making for dinner tonight isn't too terribly involved. So we can go a few minutes over today. So like I said, this is just going to take a bit of fussing and shaping. Are you attacking something or are you building?
Both. I have to scrap some stuff.
Oh. So like you sound like you're in a frantic fight against a flaming dragon thing. I don't think it's a Deathclaw, it's the other thing. Queen something?
Huh?
It sounded like you were fighting a queen something.
Oh, no, no.
I don't remember the name of it. One of those scary world event things that like 50 people had to show up to kill. So, it's going to take a lot of looking at it from different angles and figuring out our shape here. But I mean, we're kind of crooked off of the underside, but that's okay. Okay, we definitely still need to build this up, but we will get there. But I think we're gonna stop there for today, or at least for right now. And we'll try to come back to this a little bit later. Maybe we'll do an extra stream tomorrow night after I do dinner. We'll see. Depends on how I'm feeling. I know today I've had a bit of a headache, so I didn't want to go too far. But this was our shape, so we've definitely added to it. This is new. So yeah. So that's where we're gonna pause it there today. We're getting there. The next step is building up the body to kind of dome it up a little bit. And I'll probably get some more fluff and not be quite so stingy with it. And just kind of like do like a snake around here and just kind of keep layering it up till we're as tall as we need to be. But I'm feeling pretty good about this guy. So I will see you all tomorrow afternoon for Coral Island. That should still be happening. Take care, and don't forget to follow Socialies down below, and I'll see you tomorrow.